learning and upskilling. ChatGPT can help you learn and upskill in a wide range of areas, whether it's learning how to learn a new language, do research into a particular subject area, learn how to code or program, or do your own research into other certifications. ChatGPT can help you do the research to help you understand what type of learning will be next and what you can expect, as well as some of the hands-on learning itself. You'll be able to get complex answers. You'll be able to get answers to complex questions and more information around topics with examples.
So the next prompt is all about learning and upskilling. So the prompt here is create a 4-week learning plan for someone who wants to start learning Python from scratch, including resources and key concepts each week. Now remember, you can replace Python with any programming language, a piece of software, a language. You can replace it with anything that you particularly want to use as a jumping off point for your own personal learning. So let's see what the framework gives us. So this is a structured plan, 4-week plan designed for someone starting from scratch, covers foundational concepts. So the first one's basic Python basics and setup, installing Python and setting up an IDE, so a development environment, syntax, variables and data types, basic input-output, string manipulation, basic operations, comments, code readability. It gives some resources here, which is great, python.org, Replit, W3 Schools, Code Academy, great beginner resources for learning Python. Here are some practice activities like doing the print hello world, using user input to display a message, simple math operations, strings, concatenation, slicing, and case changes. And also provides a simple calculator, so you could build out the simple calculator with ChatGPT in terms of asking for directions on how to do it. You also could do multiple other types of projects that you wanted to go deeper onto. Week 2 is control, flow, and data structures. Week 3 is functions and file handling. And there are different resources with each week, which is good. And also some practice tasks, so it makes sure that you are practicing what you're trying to learn. And week 4 is object-oriented programming and APIs with practice tasks and some bonus, which is great. Here's some bonus resources like LeetCode, HackerRank, Code Wars, CS Dojo, Free Code Camp, Python course, and some wrap-up steps. So it talks about exploring data science potentially, trying automation projects, learn web development with Flask or Django, and learn machine learning with TensorFlow or scikit-learn. So what I'm going to do is, just as a follow-up to this, I'm going to take the very first mini project of the basic calculator, and I'm going to say, please create a project outline and a list of resources to complete this. Just to get a better understanding of what are these projects at the end of a week-long kind of self-learning could look like, gives the objective of building the basic calculator, the expected learning outcomes of the input and output with Python, arithmetic operations, if statements with conditional statements, handling errors, create a Python script, print a welcome message, get user input, perform the calculation, handle edge cases and errors, prevent division by errors, to display the result. So they actually give you a project implementation code with the basic version. You could go ahead and try to utilize this tool and copy and paste this into your IDE or do it right wherever you like to do your programming. You could copy and paste this code right into your IDE if you wanted to. And then there's some project enhancements, optional improvements, add a GUI. It has a history feature, error handling, command line arguments, and it gives you the resources to complete the project. Python official tutorial, W3 Schools, user input and output tutorial, tutorials on if-else statements, Python loops, try except in Python, Tinker GUI for beginners, Python math functions, and some next steps. So just overall, a place to start and begin to identify resources to help you get started. And remember, you could do this with any type of self-learning. And then when you get to the point of wanting to develop a project, you want to be able to take it deeper, but just be sure to ask for resources to help support the project so that as you start to work, you have places that you can go and see if the resources are good and they're helping you learn what you want to learn so that you can be successful, especially when self-learning. And so that is part of the 4-week Python learning plan for beginners with an example of the project of a calculator.